Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode. Where are we at? 812. Happy Sunday. Still, I'm feeling a little better. I can actually hear in my voice. I think it's starting to return somewhat normal, whatever normal is. But I've still got some stuff. Great sleep last night. Great sleep last night. So I'm on the way back. Which is good. No coffee though. No coffee yet. I think tomorrow I'm going to attempt to live my life, to take my life back. My non-COVID life, and wake up, set my alarm. Haven't set an alarm since did I set Tuesday? I set my alarm Tuesday. And Tuesday is the day that I felt like absolute hell. So I'm going to set my alarm tomorrow morning for the first time since Tuesday. I'm going to drink coffee. I'm going to wear pants. And I'm going to act like like a normal human being again. So that's the plan. That is the plan. So I miss my coffee now. For a few days, like today's the first day. It's like, oh, I really should brew some coffee. I'm going to take it one more day. I probably could brew a pot of coffee today, but I'm going to one more day, water, Gatorade, tomorrow back on the coffee. So we'll see. We've got Rich in the house. What's up, Uncle Rich? Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you. Brian Dean is here. Oh, excuse me. Usually it's the coffee. It's the water this morning. Brian, what's happening? We've got Harlan in the house. Todd is here. Bronco, what's up? Good morning. Good to see you as well. Good morning, Kyle. Oh, it's Daytona 500 day. Daytona 500 day. NBA All-Star game is tonight. Sean, what is happening? We've got Woods and Water here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Zach and Porter, what's up? Good morning, Christian. So happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Next Saturday, Madison Card Show, completely sold out. Waiting list is established. 125 tables. Madison Card Show at the Sheraton Hotel. It's on John Nolan Drive. 9 to 3 next Saturday. Free admission. Looking forward to seeing everyone there, including Bronco. Paul, what's happening? How many new dealers? Oh, crap. There's let's see, there's a shit ton. That's an official measurement. I was joking around with Logan, King of NASCAR, the other day on Twitter. He said there was a buttload of cards at his Walmart, and I said that's an official measurement. It's a little less than a shit ton. So we've got, let's see, Heidi is a new dealer this month. Heidi, so 1. Let's see, Jake is back, but he's been there before. A lot of dealers that are just kind of sporadic. But let's see, 1, Greg Miller, so that's 2. Matt Meister, that's 3. Let's see, John, Old School Collectibles, that's 4. I'm going to tell you a story about him. Peter is 5. Nate is 6. Let's see, Jason is 7. Let's see, and then these look like all my regulars that I always put at the bottom because I know they'll always be back. So 7 first-time dealers, and then a lot of guys that they're just kind of sporadic. Ben is back. Tough to find stuff on Instagram. He's only setting up for the second time. Jake is setting up. I think he's set up a few times in the past, but he hasn't set up in a few months. Josh is back after a few months. Let's see. Matt is only back for the second time. Juan is back for the second time. Micah's back. He hasn't set up in several months. Michael Renicky, he's back after a few months off. Let's see. Ryan, ripping one-handed. He's going to be set up. He's only set up twice in the past, and it's been almost a year since he's set up. Let's see. I think it's only Jeremy's second time, Jay's second time. He's got some great bowmen. My buddy Nick is back. It's been, I think, July since he's last set up. So a lot of first time, so 7 first time dealers, and then several that that have only set up, a couple times, or it's been several months since they've been to Madison. One of my first time dealers is John. You may know him from like Facebook and Twitter. He's Old School Collectibles. Now, I've known John for 6 or 7 years. This is going to be his first time setting up at the Madison Card Show. He's come out several times. I actually met John at his garage sale 6, 7 years ago. In fact, no, it's been probably 8 years because I wasn't even living in this house yet. I moved into this house 2 weeks after the Cubs won the World Series. So November of 2016. So it might have been the summer of 2016. It was either summer of 15 or 16. Anyway, that doesn't matter. 7, 8 years. So I saw a post. I don't know if it was on Facebook, but I saw a post, baseball cards at a garage sale, and it was a Saturday. So I looked at the address, and it was only a few blocks from the post office. I go to the Middleton post office, and it was just a few blocks down the street. So I'm like, I'm going to go check this garage sale out. So I go check it out, and he's got old scorecards, old Cubs scorecards, which I'm not a fan of, but if it's priced right, I'll pick one up. And I like them when they're scored. And usually people charge less if they're scored. I like accurate scoring, though. I don't like a little kid doodle all over the place. But if it's accurately scored, I think that's a premium for me, my collection. So he had one, and it was from 1940. And he had $20 on it. And I'm like, hey, this is a good price. I'll buy this. He had a Ryan Sandberg bobblehead for $5. And I'm like, oh man, I'll buy these. And he didn't have any cards out. And so I'm like, hey, do you have any cards? And he's like, do I have any cards? So he's like, come on in. So he had his wife watch the garage sale, and he took me into his basement. And this is like the start of a scary movie. It's not, I promise. And he just has it kind of looks like this room a little bit. And he just had, I'm like, I buy bulk. And so we were talking about that, and he was I think he was just getting back into it. He had, and if he would have sold during COVID, I don't know if he did or not, but he had some amazing sealed wax from Kobe Bryant's rookie year, LeBron rookie boxes, 90s basketball. I mean, he had an amazing sealed wax collection. So we talked, we exchanged information. I went back over there a few weeks later to look, and we just couldn't come together on a decent price for some of the bulk. So, but we actually run into each other every once in a while at the Middleton post office. So I've seen him at the show, and he's like, man, I want to set up. He's got kids. Saturdays are tough. So he reached out. He's in, so he'll be set up at this coming Saturday's Madison Card Show. So looking forward to it. Like I said, 7 new first-time dealers to Madison, several back for the second time, and then several more who have not been set up in several months. So it's going to be a nice fresh mix of dealers on Saturday, February 25th. Sean is headed to the OKC Card Show today. Hope all is well. Thank you, Sean. Back at you. Have a good show. You too. Enjoy OKC. I wonder if Cooter's going to be in OKC today. Where's Cooter at? Brian says, question, did you see my DM about the iPad mini? And if so, what did you think? Oh, yes. Sorry. I did not reply. I think I was feeling like hell. I saw that. I'm not an iPad guy. I have an iPad, and I haven't used it since spring training last year. The last time I used my iPad was when I flew to Arizona, and I downloaded. So I'm going to have to go dig my iPad up since I'll be flying out to Arizona again in a few weeks. So I don't do iPads. I'd rather have my phone, and I've tried the iPad thing, and I don't have much interest in iPads. Let's see. Uncle Rich says Daytona 500. Is this where LRS says to list racing cards or is that none of? Oh yes, he says list racing cards because it's the Daytona 500. So I did not list any racing cards, but here's a sign that I was sick. Last night, I watched NBA, and at the same time, I listed hockey cards in my eBay store. Hockey. So I know there were a few people on Twitter wondering because I pulled the Ryan Miller Jambalaya and I pulled the Cam Neely Red Precious Metal Gems out of my latest Goodwill palette. And those I finally listed those in my eBay store last night. I haven't even had an offer yet. I had all these people coming out of the woodwork. Hey, when are you selling? When are you selling? When are you selling? I put it out on Twitter. Maybe they didn't see my tweet, but it's on my store. So offers are open for those two. And then I listed some. There was a stack of like Blackhawks autographs, like in-person autographs, probably from a convention. I'm listing all those at like $250 shipped. I listed a few. I listed some Heritage Miners adding to my I'd only had my singles, one case worth of singles of Heritage Miners. And then I've been slowly adding after I got them sorted, my second and third cases, I was sorting those out and adding those to the list. Which was good because I came across a couple players that I'd sold out, didn't realize it, and so had a fresh stock of like 20 cards. And I think it was Jordan Walker and Anthony Volpe were sold out. So I'm assuming some of the bigger names like that because I put them all at $150. So some of those guys were added. I added about 10 more of those, listed some hockey, and I think that was about it. I did go looking for Mac McClung last night. I did not find any like RPAs or anything like that from my big bulk buy last October. I'm sure I have like Mac McClung singles. Raphael actually probably has a they might be in the boxes I sent to Raphael. But I'm sure I have like a Mac. I'm sure there's a couple stragglers somewhere. I have no idea where they would be. So I'm not going to spend time looking. Although I did see, let's just take a look and see what the Mac McClung market looks like. I don't even know what somebody had posted like an auto from when he was drafted by, I think by the Mac McClung Lakers. Mac McClung. Let's just see what some of his stuff is being sold for. Oh, there's already rookies customs on eBay, I see. Let's see. So we've got Mac McClung rookies, 2021 Prism Draft. Looks like a 3-card lot sold for $90. A Purple Wave sold for $45. And these are Prism Draft. Holy crap. The base card sold for $15. Mac McClung, get out your Mac McClungs. Holy moly. Yeah, his base Prism Draft is selling for about $15. So that's normally a 25-cent card. So holy moly. So we'll talk about that. Let's see. T206 Kid had a show in Louisville yesterday, was decent, picked up 2 1953 Topps cards for me, one being an upgrade. Very nice. Brian likes to edit. I hate editing. I just use my iPhone like, oh, we'll make it black and white or we'll make it this different color. I am not skilled with the editing, whether it be I am skilled with audio. Well, I was at one time. I probably am a little rusty now with audio editing. I can handle that. Video editing, can't do it. Haven't done it. Photo editing, don't know the first thing about it. But audio. Shoot, what's the damn audio? See, this is how long it's been. Adobe Audition. Now I can work around Adobe Audition. Even it's like riding a bike with Adobe Audition. I could get back on, and it would take me a little bit to figure it out, but I'd get back on my bike and ride. Low Roller, there he is. He's in the house. He's listing NASCAR today for the Daytona 500. Only one thing about Bo selling hockey cards. Let's see. There he is. He noticed. He saw my eBay store, listed some hockey cards. I did. Your next step is soccer, NASCAR, and Pokemon. Not even dabbling in Pokemon, not even considering Pokemon. Soccer and NASCAR, there's precedent for soccer and NASCAR. Adding Beckett magazines later today and also some SIs. Very nice. Tracy, good morning. Brian says, I have old eyes, so the mini is perfect. There you go. Whatever works. I had a blast watching NBA All-Star Saturday night last night. It's something that I haven't watched the NBA All-Star festivities. I think I wrote it in the description probably since before I had my driver's license, because that was the time that I was big into 92, 93 season through probably 95, 96 was the last. That's kind of when I was like teetering out, which also coincides with, I guess I didn't get my driver's license until 1998. But I was just into wrestling. So Saturday nights, I was, I wasn't watching NBA All-Star in 96, 97. I was watching wrestling on the VHS tapes that my neighbor would record for me. So almost 30 years probably. So almost 30 years. But I decided this week, I think it was Thursday, I watched the Milwaukee Bucks and Chicago Bulls. And I'm like, hey, it's All-Star game. And, they're hyping up the All-Star stuff during that game. And I'm like, I got nothing else to do. Quarantining in my basement. So might as well watch something. And I'm getting really tired of TV, like watching TV. Although the last couple of days I've been in here shipping a lot. So that's good. So I watched. I tried to watch Friday night the Celebrity All-Star game, which was brutal. So I turned that off, and I think I came back in here and I shipped all day Friday, and I think that's why I was so tired yesterday, because I worked shipping all day Friday, and then I got tired of watching TV and came back on Friday night, and so I was pretty exhausted yesterday. I was really tired yesterday. And probably why I slept in so late morning. So last night was the 3-point competition, slam dunk competition, and the skills competition. And I kind of like the way they had it set up. The first event was the skills competition, and they had 3 teams. They had the rookies, the Utah Jazz, since they're the hosts. So it was basically 3 players on each team. So 3 rookies, Paolo Banchero, 2 other guys. I can't remember who they were. The Jazz, I remember Walker Kessler, Jordan Clarkson, and another guy. And then the Antetokounmpos, which Giannis was out because he hurt his wrist in that game on Thursday night. So it was his brothers, Thanasis, Alex, and then his teammate Drew Holiday. And I thought that was kind of unique. There were different things that they did. I think the passing competition was my favorite, where they had basically like a football throwing competition through targets. For some reason, I really like that. It's entertaining to me. So I enjoyed the passing competition. Then they did a shooting competition where there was 2 points up here for a short shot, 3 points for a normal 3, and then back 3/4 or nearly a half court shot. What, I don't even know what that would be. Quarter court shot? No, that'd be a 2. A near half court shot, 5 points. So that was brutal because they couldn't make a freaking shot. That was brutal. And then they went on to the 3-point competition, which I always enjoy the 3-point competition. And again, I haven't watched any of these festivities in 20 plus years, so I'm sure it's evolved through time. Back in the day, I remember Craig Hodges and Larry Bird and Mark Price and Tim Legler just shooting threes. You get one rack at the wing, rack at the top, rack at the wing, rack in the corner, and you get your money balls. Well, now they've it's evolved big time. So now you've got your rack in the corner with your money ball. Then you go to the wing with your money ball. Then a little further back, you've got I think it was sponsored by like Sprite or something, but it was the Starry Ball. And it was like a white ball and it was longer and it was worth 3 points. So normal shots are one, the money ball's worth two, and then the Starry, whoosh, 3 points. And then there's one on each wing further back. Top of the key. And then also there's a rack of money balls. So the entire rack is worth 2 points. So who came out first? Tatum from the Boston Celtics. He came out first and he used up his money balls right away. And he clanked like most of them. I think he only made one of the five. It's like, why would you do that? You got to get that muscle memory, that rhythm going, because you always start off cold and then you warm up. You get that, you find that rhythm, you get that muscle memory, and boom, swish, swish. By the time you're on the final rack, it's all gold. So most of the guys did use the money rack on the final. Who even won the damn thing? I think it was Damian Lillard. And so Damian Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton came out first round. He had like 31 points. I think he scored the most in the first round to advance. So it was like 8 players start, and then I think 3 advance, and then it's just a shootout between 3 guys. So it's kind of strange like that. Or I think if you only qualify for the finals, I don't know how it all works. Now that I think about it, I think you qualify like the no, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it all works, but only 3 qualified for the finals. Lillard, I think Halliburton, and some other guy. I was hoping for Halliburton because I have a lot of his Prism draft like color. It's like, man, if only I had McClung like I had Halliburton, I would be freaking making buku bucks this morning listing those color Prism draft. Damn it all to hell. So and then we went on to the slam dunk competition, which has just been like, and I'm always like 3-point competition better than the slam dunk competition. Why? Because the slam dunk competition, it's like they clank. They try to get super creative, and they're so hard to do that they just clank. And for like a minute and a half, these guys are running around trying to get their dunks in, and it's just watching a bunch of clanks. And it sucks. But that wasn't the case like back in the day. Yeah, the dunks were just kind of like average, but they at least made them. So it made them, now it's like clank, clank, clank. They suck. I was impressed. The 3 guys that were, was it 3 guys that were in the competition? Well, it was Mac McClung, 4 guys. Mac McClung, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Jericho from the Knicks, who I'd never heard of. Some other guy. I'm actually pretty impressed. I'm naming these guys off because I have no idea. Going into it, I had no idea who these people were. So Mac McClung, man, Mac McClung had a guy standing like around the free throw line, and then a younger guy on top of him with the ball up top. Mac McClung jumped on them, grabbed the ball, put it off the glass, and then did like a reverse jam and nailed it first try. That's what makes the dunk competition. When you can nail it, do something awesome, and nail it on the first try. So Mac McClung's dunk, there's kids right now, I guarantee you, out in their driveways, down at the park, lowering the hoops, and they're doing that because I did the same thing 30 years ago. 30 freaking years ago. That makes me feel old. And we would do the same thing with Isaiah Ryder's East Bay Funk Dunk, Baby Jordan, Harold Miner, I was like, oh my God, that's Harold Miner. He was one of the judges last night. He won the competition, 1993, last time it was in Salt Lake City. So there's kids right now emulating Mac McClung and that amazing dunk, just like kids my age were doing 30 years ago. J.R. Ryder, Isaiah, J.R. Ryder, and Harold Miner. So I thought that was cool. And I'm like kicking I should be looking for Mac McClung cards because I know I probably have a dozen somewhere in a box. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Kyle says the good thing about collecting NASCAR cards is prices don't seem as volatile as other sports. NASCAR cards are always cheap. That's like everybody I know that collects NASCAR cards says the same thing. Hey, at least they're cheap. Zach says, low roller, thank you for holding Bo accountable. I noticed on your channel that you promise a certain cadence to your viewers, which are not being upheld. Should Bo be your accountability partner? That's right. Low roller scratcher. We have not seen any videos. Let's go to Low Roller Scratcher's YouTube channel. Low Roller Scratcher, you are in the hot seat. Low Roller Scratcher. Let's see. There he is. Let's get him some subs. He's at 549. Low Roller Scratcher, you say 2 to 3 new Scratcher ticket videos every week. Your last ticket video, Low Roller Scratcher, was 3 weeks ago. You are way behind, my friend. I demand more content. You've been putting some shorts up. Cute dog. Relaxing in the grass. We need more Scratcher videos. So, Low Roller, that's your job today. We need a video. He says, Low Roller says, WWE pay-per-view last night. Did not watch it. I watched the NBA over wrestling. Can you believe that? I can't. WWE pay-per-view last night. Maybe I'll, as I ship this morning, I'll have to dive in and see and have that on in the background. Let's see. Jenny says, list NASCAR cards. Kyle's telling me, no, don't list your NASCAR cards. I want them. Brandon, what's happening? First time ever catching a live. Welcome to the chat. Let's see. Randy, what's up, Randy? Went to the Luddix show yesterday in Rosemont. One of the dealers sets up at your shows. He's from Illinois and sets up at Madison, but not Janesville, but he sets up in Iowa too. You ever been to Luddix in Rosemont? I wonder who that would be. From Illinois, sets up in Madison, but not in Janesville. I wonder if it's Tom. Maybe Bruce. I have never been to the Luddix show. When they first started those shows, they were always the same day as my show. Now I think they're on. I think we run different weekends, but I've never been down there. Let's see. Herman in the house. What's up, Herman? There's Cooter. Cooter, are you going to the OKC show today? My friend Sean is going to be in OKC today. Let's see. Bell Ring a Card says, quit slacking, Low Roller. That's right. We demand more content. You promised 2 to 3 videos a week. You're only delivering 1 every 3 weeks. Unacceptable. Cooter says, NBA or wrestling. I think I will watch C-SPAN instead. I thought about like flipping back and forth. But it's just, I haven't downloaded Peacock on my new, since I had to refresh my Fire Stick, so which takes like 10 seconds. So, but it's just an extra step. It's like, I'll just leave the TV on. I could have done it during commercial break, to be honest with you. We've got Matt Royals 417 here. So that's what I did last night. I enjoyed the NBA All-Star Saturday night. It was fun. Dig out your Mac McClung cards. I wouldn't even know where to look for my Mac McClung. I'd probably start in my quarter boxes, although, yeah, I did take 3 quarter boxes. I wonder if I have any. I can't see. I brought some in the house from the last show. Bell Ringo wants to know who? Mac McClung, man. His base Prism draft cards are selling for $15. Won the slam dunk competition last night. Low Roller says, I sold a Maxim magazine. Your wife is upset with you. You can list more Maxim. So I do. I have more. There's more in my Low Roller. You can buy one. I think I have a couple more in my eBay store. Let's see. LRS got more subs than I do, says Herman. Rich says, in good news, wow, this is the last Sunday without any baseball till early November. I love it. Absolutely love it. My trip, I booked my I probably because I think I did this when I was taking a break from videos last week, this past week. I did book my hotel, so I'm staying, like, right next to Sloane Park. It's a Marriott property, so even though, like, the Marriott properties don't take points because it's spring training and they can make their bank, uh, but some of the other hotels that are a little further out have sketchy reviews, and I'd rather in summer, like, cost not much less than the Marriott next to Sloane Park, so it's like, I'll just suck it up, pay it, get those points, and I can walk everywhere. I mean, as far as the baseball stuff, I don't have to wait till 10 o'clock to go park. I can, walk. It's going to be a long walk, but I can walk down to the backfields, and I'm right there, so I don't have to drive. Although I will have to find. Hopefully, they have breakfast in the morning because that was one highlight. I could just drive to the park and pick up McDonald's or Dunkin' on the way. So I did book my hotel. So now I just need to find a rental car. I'll just go on Turo and find some cheap car to rent on Turo. Harlan says we found a Mickey Mantle Holiday Inn postcard in some of John's stuff yesterday. Who knew he was a part owner of a Holiday Inn in Joplin, Missouri? Very cool. Very cool. A lot of those like old baseball, they had interests in a lot of like restaurants and especially like roadside restaurants and hotels. Cooter says went to OKC yesterday. Not a lot of vintage, so I was able to get through everything of interest, so I will not be going today. Oh, so that's where you were at. Okay. So I think my friend, I don't know if Sean is still here, but Sean is going today. Let's see. Low Roller says XFL and USFL football season. I saw power rankings on quarterbacks. De'Aaron King is like the number one ranked preseason XFL quarterback. I think it's XFL, which is cool because he's got Bowman U cards. So maybe I'll sell some of my De'Aaron King Bowman U cards. Bronco was at the Luddick show. He said it was okay. I did a video at the one I went to several months back. It was pretty crowded, and I watched a video of yesterday's show, and it looked packed as well. I'm just hearing like every show, like from my personal experience and from what I've been hearing, every show has been packed. I have not heard of a show, maybe one. There's one show that I saw was like not well trafficked. But other than that, like every show's been packed. I heard great reviews of yesterday's show in Oconomowoc. It was at the baseball stadium. Heard a couple good reviews on that show. Luddocks. So good things. Hopefully this trend continues. Low Roller says you heard arena football coming back next year. 3 football minor leagues next year. Matt says best part of spring training is being on the backfields and watching the old veterans tell stories to the younger players. That's the backfields are my playground. I freaking love going out there. I'm really excited this year because I've got my Zoom lens. Shout out to Brian for helping me out there. Let's see. I'm reading posts. So I can take photos and hopefully I can get some good shots and I can get them printed at Walgreens and then have them to get autographed right there. So normally I just have like some, normal photos I take because with a regular phone, you just get what you can. Usually they're not really good, but if I can get zoomed in out onto the field, I can get some good shots. So I'm excited for that. Paul says the Oconomowoc show was garbage. Comment made anonymously. So I'm curious if Paul actually did go. The one the one report I had was from a dealer. The dealer may have had just a great show because what I have learned, and this goes for buyers too, it's interesting to hear feedback on what a good show is and what a bad show is because dealers, it could be a freaking great show. And if a dealer doesn't have competitive pricing or priced at all, and they don't sell anything, oh, this show sucks. And that nothing pisses me off more than hearing a dealer say that when the room, you can't even walk through a room because there's so many buyers in the room. But they're not buying for this dealer. Why are they not buying from that dealer? Because his prices suck. Price your cards accordingly, and you'll make money. The buyers, The buyers are in the room. It's your responsibility to have good stuff at good prices. And if you don't, because how come the guy next to you is having the best show he's had in 2 years, and you're saying the show sucks? So, and then from a buyer's standpoint, it could be a great show depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for bargain boxes, but you're at a high end show, you're going to be disappointed. If you're a high end buyer and it's a bunch of dollar boxes and quarter boxes, you're going to be disappointed. So that's why I like to have a range of stuff. That way, you know, it's there's less bitching about, oh, there's none of this, there's none of that. I didn't sell this, I didn't sell that. Let's see. Herman says, I've gotten the sorting bug lately, thinking of pulling down my boys' cards and sorting through them. Low Roller says the Daytona 500 today. There it is. We were waiting for that comment. I think it's a good day to list scratcher videos. Saying a show is good and bad is like asking guys in college how Saturday night was. Hey, that's a great analogy. That is a perfect analogy. If it was poor, it is more on you than the actual events that could have or did transpire. That, Zach, star of the day. That is the comment of the day. So much truth in that. So much. Paul says the golf show in Milwaukee was garbage too. So Buddy and I had some time, so we went home the Oconomowoc way. Were there two shows in Milwaukee yesterday, or the golf show the golf show? Is the golf show like a? I'm guessing it was like a golf show, not a card show. I was thinking like a show on Golf Road or something. Let's see. I had to talk that one out to figure it out. You can always make money if you sell 25-cent cards. You never lose money. That, in fact, is probably the worst comment of the day. You actually can lose a lot of money by selling 25-cent cards. Let's see. Zach says to Paul, we were there yesterday too. Porter was involved in First Tee, and they were the sponsor. I was underwhelmed. They had an NARI show and golf show at the State Fair. Aha. So there we go. So let's see. So that's about all I had for today. Not much to talk about. I'll be doing some more shipping today. A lot of shipping today. Link to my eBay store is in the description. Like I said, I listed some hockey last night. So if that's your thing, those are listed in my eBay store. Some hockey autographs, and then some of those high-end singles that I found. A bunch of heritage minors. So if you are getting prepared for spring training and minor league games, I've got a bunch of heritage minor league and Topps Pro debut singles. So those are in. Let's see. Paul did not like the golf show. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back at it. I'm trying to get back on a routine. I am feeling like I'm still a little foggy. I've got the COVID fog going. So I am a little foggy, but I am going to make a concerted effort to get back to reality tomorrow. Start fresh on a Monday. Wear pants, make coffee, and be on time for Hobby Evolution. That's my 3 goals for Monday. Wear pants, make coffee, be on time. So that's the plan for Monday. So with that, I'm out. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit my eBay store, buy stuff so I can ship it. That's what I'm off to do. Have a great Sunday, and we'll chat tomorrow.